Sorry, in my rush to beat the wind this morning, I forgot to grab a camera, but I got the cab all set up on here with the tractor. It's getting windy, and I just wanted to get it up there before it was swaying in the breeze. But you can see how much frame I have behind the cab now. It's a pretty good distance. We wanted to build this to where if we just wanted to go for like a quick weekend and we felt like taking this truck, that we could throw one of our crawlers up on the back of it, like his 4Runner. I want to build my crawler to where it's got pretty much the same wheelbase, because we're going to run like the same axles, same lockers, as close to the same tires and size as we can, to where my GMC Canyon and his Toyota 4Runner, his has a 5.3 LS in it, mine's going to have a 6.0. That's going to be like the big difference, but they're both going to have 4L80Es. We plan on putting an Atlas 4-speed in both of them, and just to keep the capabilities of the rigs the same, so that, you know, it'll be kind of like a gauge of driving skills. Because I used to build the tube chassis, and I would build the crawlers completely from scratch. This is one of my chassis that I used to run in Moab right here. It's been tore down, and I've got the pieces and parts kind of scattered out. This small block Chevy is out of it. The Turbo 400 is in his 4Runner, because we were thinking about running that before I bought the 4L80E for it. But those rigs are supposed to be comparable to one another, mostly so I don't have to hear that I outwheeled him just because I had a better rig. So anyway, I don't know if I build the bed to where I want to do like this flat back so far, and I want this all to be storage back here, with maybe the side toolboxes that run most of the length from the cab to the rear tires. And then I'm thinking that if I build the top of the bed kind of sloped to where you could run a rig up on it. We have a hitch on here. We've already pulled the flatbed with it, and it works great. So I want to keep that capability, because we plan on pulling like a 3 vehicle toy hauler behind it, to where we can put both of our crawlers and possibly a third rig on the trailer when we go places. One, because if we go to the off-road wrecker games, we'll have to be able to get a wrecker on there and our rigs. And then like when you go to random places and stuff, it doesn't hurt to have a spare, because if we break one or both of the rigs, then we'd have a rig to kind of help ourselves out and be able to finish out the weekend as far as running and playing. The carrier bearing, I believe, is out of this. There's something back here that squalls really bad, so I'll have to look into that. I was planning on putting that semi running gear in it, and then I was going to have to redo everything. But now that we're going to keep the 6.7 for now, I'll have to fix the problems that it did have. I got this pushed back in here without breaking anything this time, so that's a good thing. So now it's just a matter of putting it all back together. I still haven't vacuumed out all of the stuff up here, but having it out in the wind blew most of it away. Now it looks like I need like a cleaning solvent and a roll of rags and scrub everything, because there's some stains and whatnot, and get all that cleaned off there so I don't have to smell it the rest of the time we have this truck. These side skirts from the pickup cab, they hang down in this L, and the other cab was cut off round, even with this inside piece. So I'll have to cut all this off so that the tires clear it when they turn. And hopefully there's not any great big huge differences that I don't know about. I'll have to run out to my brother's and source those seats. The back, I just set it on a piece of 3x4 square tube here, which seems to have made it pretty good and level. I'll get back to work putting this back together. I'll catch you for an update here in just a minute. I got pretty busy and forgot to give you guys much of an update, but doors are on. I got it pretty well looking like it should. Dash is all in. I'll go to the other side where I got a light. I don't have the door panels on yet. The broken airbox did match that one off of the big cab. This one has some mouse crap and stuff down inside of it, but I can pull this fan out and get in there and clean it up. This one also has an ear broke off, which isn't, ideal, but it's in a lot better shape than this one. I've got a couple things on this one I need to swap over. The AC in this truck didn't work, so I'm guessing there's no Freon in it. But this door's all on. And, grab my light like I said I would. Oh, there she is. Dash is all in it. I've got a dent in the top when we pulled this cab off to get the 7.3 out of it when it was in this 4-door extended cab pickup. We had a Challenger tractor and it had an electric joystick for the bucket, and I don't know really what happened, but it like popped the bucket and it hit the top of the cab and put a dent in it. I need to fix that before we worry about. I am going to put the clearance lights across the top. I think with this big of a pickup, you're kind of required to have them. I have to trim these corners of the cab off. They've got to be round. This other cab, I can show you what I'm talking about. See how it's just round, and then they actually clip this piece on it. I'll have to trim that off because the front tires, when they turn, they're going to hit that. So I think I can just come in here with my body saw and just cut along that body, that pinch weld, that seam, and just trim that right off. I got to cut some washers on the plasma table that have the little square in it for the carriage bolt, and yay big around, and then I'll just drop them through and zap a nut on it. This isn't going to go anywhere for the time being. I'm not going to be driving it. I'm going to put a 2-speed rear end in it, I think, and these tires they're so cupped. I don't know if you can see that. See how they're ridged like that? This thing is the roughest riding sucker. So I think if I get the front of the cab bolted up, I think that square tube right there, I might throw a spot weld on it just so that doesn't leave. But it's sitting on that cross member of the cab there's plenty stout. I'm not going to move this any further than from in here to just outside until I get the air right on it. But I don't think the time and effort that it would take to rebuild this back saddle, build a cross member, and that saddle is angled like the cross member was, so it couldn't just be a square cross member. So it's going to take quite a bit to do that, and I don't want to right now. And I think it'd be a waste of time because it is going to be air ride, and spend all the time building that cross member for that, and then come back and have to build another cross member to add the air ride to it. It just doesn't make sense. I'm thinking that I'll probably get a hold of a local truck wrecking yard and see if I can get an airbag set up off of a semi. I think it'd be a great starting point. It'd probably have the geometry and everything that I need to get me started. I think that's the route I'm going to go on that. This back door here, I got it open and I thought it was just the lock. I don't know if it locked itself again or what, but it won't open. This front door is just all but touching that back door. I might be able to get a little bit more adjustment out of it, but this back bolt here has no adjustment. Like the door pivots around it, so that hinge is pretty much set in place. And if you follow the door back, even with that pin, that's where the door is the tightest. So I'm guessing this back door is gapped bigger at the top, tight at the bottom. This is bigger at the top, tight at the bottom. So this door here most likely needs to rock back a little bit, which would correct that and give me some room there. So, but this four-door extended cab is an excellent example of me repurposing my projects. This cab, when I rebuilt it the first time when it was a four-door short box, had been rolled and I fixed it, and that got ran for, you know, about 8,000 miles is all. And then I built the four-door extended cab out of that pickup, and it went from a four-door short box to a four-door extended cab long box. And then I didn't like the idea of just having a 7.3 in it. Didn't have the pop, you know, the presence that I wanted. So it got torn down and the engine went to something else. And so this is the third project that this cab here has been on. So it's a great example of me just, I get a project done, I get sick of it, or I have to work on it, and then it just turns into something else. Hopefully this is the last time that this cab gets repurposed. I'm liking the idea, the concept of this rig. So I'm thinking that if we run this for a couple of years, it's not what we want or whatever, then I'll sell it. I'm not gonna, third time's a charm, and this cab is either going to remain on this truck or it's going down the road in one way or another. I'm not gonna build anything with this cab again. I say that, but I can't guarantee it, I guess. I gotta cut those washers so I can bolt the cab down, and I'll get rid of this broken air box that I broke. I gotta put the windshield wiper motor in and put the cowl panel on it. These lower fenders, I know the catch for the back of the hood that goes in here. I need to go and get something that I can put some nutserts in here. Usually I machine some solid round stock, I'll thread it, and then I build it to where I can drill a hole and then TIG weld it in, and I just have a threaded hole. But I think I'll go and get a nutsert and I'll put some nutserts there. And I'm not sure if I have everything underneath where the front lower fender is gonna need to mount to. So I might need to put some nutserts in there too. I'll have to grab a handful of metric nutserts, but I don't know. I did some air quotes like this and the camera took a picture. I don't know what that's all about. I know it's on hand gesture. Oh. Cool. Maybe I just figured something out. Maybe I can do like a cool. So now I know how to take a picture while I'm shooting video. That's kind of cool. All right, guys. I just have a few things here to button up. Then this can go out. The next thing I'm going to bring in is that rollback truck. I'm going to bring it in and get that bar welded into it. If if I don't feel comfortable flipping that bed by myself and getting it set back on there without anybody as my kind of second set of eyes on the outside. Noah's going to be here in 2 days, so maybe him and I can get that rollback put on there. That's probably a good idea. It's probably something that he would like to take part in. I need to get that rollback done because I have a whole bunch of hay over on the one farm that needs to go out to the ranch. And I want to get that rollback done so that I can haul hay on it and the trailer that I'm going to pull behind it. So that'll just be a quick, I think that's ready to weld. The batteries, of course, are dead on it, so I got to go put a battery charger on it. But I'll pull that in here and weld that up, and then knowing I can put that on, and then next week maybe I can get started on moving that hay. Be a good thing to get done, I guess. Let me get this truck done. We'll pull it outside, take a little bit of video. We'll have to throw a mic on because of course it's windier than heck again. But I wanted to have the hood to where I could close it when I brought you back. Just so we could see how cool it looks and how long it looks. But we'll be able to do that on this next update. So I'll catch you then. I ran out to the Quonset and got those seats that I was talking about. After I got them here, I remembered that they were once in my 1976 F650 that I put the Cummins in. I cut all of the front brackets off of the seats so they'd fit in that 76. And then I never fully finished that pickup, and when my brother pulled those seats out of that pickup to try to put in his son's 76 F150, he didn't like them, or they didn't work. My 76 is an extended cabin. His son's F150 that I gave him is just a regular cabin. They do not work in there at all, but they are in really bad shape. They match this pickup really well because they are covered in mouse crap and 10 years worth of dirt and grime and just nastiness. I don't know if you can see how bad they are, but they're bad. They are bad. So I don't know if I can clean them up and put them back in my 76 when I get around to working on that pickup, or if they're just more slated for the scrap pile. I think I'm going to source a 4-door pickup that's been wrecked or something and get the complete interior, front seats, carpet, decide what to do in the back. But if I get a 4-door pickup, then I could get the wire harness and stuff to make it to where I had all of the wiring and door panels and switches and everything to get the 4 windows to work. Now, I actually built this cab back before the Diesel brothers built their 6-door cabs that they were taking to SEMA and stuff. And then after they did that, that was part of the reason that I kind of lost my head of steam on it, because it just made me look unoriginal. So I do have a plan for this cab. I don't know if I will do it or not, but if I do decide to do it, let's just say that it'll bring it back into the realm of being original, because it'll be different than pretty much anything that you've seen. So we'll see if I get around to doing that or not. I guess it'll matter kind of, you know, the reaction that I get with this truck on the channel, and kind of as we take it to places to play and everything, and just to see how far I actually take it. Might be a total flop. Maybe nobody will like it. We'll see how it rides and everything once I get the air ride on it. I might not like it, but if it comes to the point where I don't like it, and see, there I go again. I'm already thinking of the next step, the next thing to do at the cab, the next project, if you will. And I think it would be cool if I could pull it off. It would be really cool. So I'll kick that around, and maybe I'll let you guys know what it is in the future. But for now, this is kind of what it is and what it will remain to be. We'll just have to see what happens with it. But for now, this truck is going to get moved outside. I'm either going to bring the rollback in and get it welded so that we can set that bed. That'll matter if it'll start or not. I had it on the charger for probably 6 hours yesterday, so it should start, but it's been having kind of a finicky, I think it had a bad ground before, but we'll see if it'll fire up. If it'll fire up, I'll probably bring it in and weld it quick. I brought these seats over in that work pickup that I need to paint the door for. So I need to bring it in and see if I can figure out exactly. I know when he hit the concrete that it bent this portion of the A-pillar. It caved it in. I don't know how easy that's going to be to pull back out. I'll probably have to get my grandpa's old frame rack collision pulling thing out and get it set up and pull on that cab a little bit and try to get that to come out. I'd kind of like to get the original door to fit, you know, better than it is right now before I go try. Anyway, I'm going to pull this truck outside, and for now, until I'll probably get a nut cert on Thursday, which is tomorrow already. I'll get that to where I can put these lower fenders on it here pretty soon. Then we'll see this truck come back into the shop. But for now, it's going out. Something else is coming in. That's just how it goes. So I'll give you guys one last kind of look at it here. And out she goes, and something else comes in. So we'll see what I get to run and what I work on next. And thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.